Whilst Bran is training, he sees a raven which he follows. When he approaches it, it has 3 eyes. He then wakes up. Theon says that Robb is now Lord of Winterfell and Bran needs to come. Hodor picks him up. Tyrion has a rude interaction with Robb and then gives Bran a blueprint for a special saddle to be made. Afterwards he asks Theon where Caitlyn is and also why, as a Greyjoy, he's with the Starks after their war. At the Night's Watch, a new recruit is brought in, Samwell Tarly. Rast is put against him. He immediately yields, but Rast keeps hitting him. Jon tells him to stop. Thorne then makes the guys fight him and he beats them up easily. The man then makes further rude remarks. When the guys ask Sam why he didn't fight back, he says he's a coward. Daenerys asks Jorah if her brother with the Dothraki army can win. He says that Robert would be a fool to face the Dothrakis. Jorah is exiled because he sold slaves. After a meeting, Ned asks the Maester about John Arryn. He says that he died fast from a sickness and came asking about the book the night before he died. It was a large book about the great houses of the 7 kingdoms. They don't understand why he read it. The Maester then says that he kept repeating one phrase, "The seed is strong." Ned then wonders if he could have been poisoned. At the wall, Jon and Sam have to watch. Sam's afraid of heights and has bad sight. Jon asks him why he's even here. He says that his father said he was not worthy of his land and title. If he wouldn't take the black, he would be killed. Bailey shows Ned the spies of Varys and the Queen. He then advises him to question the square of John Arryn, Sir Hugh, and also visit an armorer that John Arryn visited several times before his death. Ned then visits the armorer. John Arryn used to visit there a boy called Gendry. When Ned asks him what Arryn wanted to know, he says it was about his work, if he was treated well, and remembered his mother. Ned then stares out of surprise at him. He then says that the boy is King Robert's bastard son. At the Night Watch, Jon tells the guys they will not hurt Sam as he's a brother now. Rast says he will hurt him if commanded. At night, they grab him and warn him not to touch Sam. During training, Rast doesn't dare to hurt Sam. The other guys also fool around. Thorne gets furious at Jon. He then tells them that they need a man beyond the wall, not a sniveling boy. Viserys argues with Daenerys that she mustn't command him. After he attacks her, she hits back. She then threatens to cut off his hands if he ever raises his hands against her. Sam doesn't like the idea of being celibate for the wall. As they joke around, Thorne enters and lectures them about the coming long, brutal winter. He says that he was 6 months beyond the wall during the last winter 10 years ago on a mission to capture some men of Man's raider. But those men hid in their caves and they were caught in the open. He says that they could have eaten someone as fat as Sam and tells them they're boys who will die out there. Daenerys says that her brother will never be able to conquer the 7 kingdoms. During the jousting games, Joffrey looks away from Sansa, but then Littlefinger introduced himself to her. We then see Gregor Clegane, also known as the Mountain, who's the Hound's elder brother going up against Sir Hugh. After a first miss, the Mountain then beats Sir Hugh, but he dies by being impaled with a broken piece of wood in his neck. Littlefinger then tells Sansa the history between the Hound and the Mountain. When the Hound was 6 years old, he was playing with Gregor's toy by the fire. Gregor just grabbed his rod and held his face in the fire. Cersei's not happy with Ned being in the position of the Hand. We then see Lady Stark at an inn when suddenly Tyrion Lannister enters and recognizes her. She stands up and addresses some knights and their house's relations to her father, Lord Hoster Tully of Riverrun. They are all committed men. She then tells them all that Tyrion came as a guest to her house and conspired to murder her son. She demands they seize him and return him to Winterfell to await the king's justice.